Good evening and welcome. Today I want to talk about a new product that we are launching into beta called Magiq Years. I'm also happy to announce that we as Tiny Magiq completed 6 years on February 6th last Saturday. I take this opportunity to thank all our customers, our mentees and our entire team at Tiny Magiq, our extended team of partners as well. Thank you all very much. The ability to focus on the tasks at hand, right? I think this is a very important capability, as we all know. If you look at what are the things suggested to improve this ability, people suggest meditation, solving puzzles, listening to music. And in the 5 ways, you can say that this represented a challenge anomaly to our team. Could we do something about it? Cholan, one of my co-founders as well, he had this brain wave that he could build an app that will create these bell sounds at random. So you have to keep a count of it, which forces you to stay in focus. Now Kumaran, my co-founder, the chief technology officer as well, he helped Cholan shape this idea into what we could call a digital transformation of the focusing practice. It's gamified. These bell sounds come at random, so it does represent quite a challenging game. And there are many features. It would add bird sounds, bell sounds, and so on. So it's quite a interesting game, and about 100 or so people have been testing it, including me. At first, I was not convinced that this could really improve focus, but after playing 100 sessions or so, I was convinced that maybe Choran and Kumaran are on to something. Recently, I was talking to one of our mentees, Mahesh Biradar, and he seems to have hit upon another idea to use Magiq Years, which could be called a focus jump starter. He told us that before any important task, he does two 2-minute focusing sessions with Magiq Years, and that enables him to stay focused on whatever task he was going to attempt. For one, I was looking for other types of applications for this Magiq Years, and I landed on this one. The last year and a half or so, I've been trying to get my daughter to exercise 6 days a week. I exercise with her. We do yoga or tiny cardio or some other thing like that. And she is a 13-year-old now. It is boring, and that can be kind of anticipated. Exercise is boring for many of us, and that's one of the challenges we face. So one day we hit upon the idea that maybe Magiq Years we could use. So you can think of that as an arbitrage. It's not intended for this purpose, but what we do is we place the app, run the app and put it on the table with the speaker. And while we are exercising, we also have to keep track of the bell sounds. And that represents the challenge, and that has gamified the whole thing for my daughter and me, and we started enjoying our sessions together. Now, both my daughter and I, we have completed 400 plus sessions with Magiq Years. And one day I asked her, this is kind of gamified the exercise bit. Are there other things that you notice in yourself? And she told me that yes, it made exercising fun. She also observed that her memory power had increased. And after she said that, I noticed that it has done that to me also. Because while you're doing exercise, if you have to keep track of something, you have to use a memory technique. She has developed her own memory techniques to kind of keep the count in her head. I use a memory technique called as the memory palace, which is quite popular. So it seems to have improved my memory too. So this is a very interesting application of Magiq Years. Now, one of my overriding challenges in life is this whole idea of the green zone tasks. Right? The high importance but not urgent tasks. How do I do them? I think of myself as the green zone warrior trying to do these tasks. And as I have said before, digital transformation, anything long-term in nature, any new skill that you're building, relationship building, everything falls under this green zone. And this is the one for which we don't have time for. Now, Tiny Grit is through the Tiny Habits method we have managed to build some ability to handle the green zone task without procrastinating. But I'm always on the lookout for more techniques because it's not easy to conquer this completely. I noticed this thing that I think many of you would have noticed, but when there is a deadline pressure, especially on the reactive tasks, we tend to do well, right? We wait till the deadline arrives and get it done, and somehow that pressure helps us. Now, I don't know if any of you have come across the Pomodoro technique, which says that you set a 25-minute clock and then start doing the tasks, and that kind of helps. Many people use it. I've used it several times, but I couldn't quite stick with it. And I was thinking maybe I can use Magiq years as a kind of a Pomodoro clock. So that's what I did. I arbitrage Magiq years into this situation. I set a 20-minute clock in Magiq years, set the app on the table, and I start working on my green zone tasks, and I have to keep track of the bell sounds. This kind of gamifies the task as well as the countdown clock simulates deadline pressure for me. So using this, I've been able to do many more tasks than I would have been able to. Now I am happy to say I've crossed 600 plus sessions overall in the Magiq years game, and it seems to be tremendously beneficial. I think you should all try it. And before I end this session, I want to tell you all that we are very, very grateful as a team to Dorai Todlaw, who came up with this idea of a micro product. You can go through his sessions. He has talked about it quite a bit, and there's also a LinkedIn micro products community. He was actually kind enough to come and talk to the Tiny Magic team about micro products, and that's when we requested each of our team members to start thinking about micro products, and Choran luckily came up with this Magiq years idea, and that we are launching this. You can sign up for the beta. I will just post the link to get the beta in the comments section. Please do try it out, and we don't intend to charge for it at all. This will be our service to the community to improve focus and so on. With that, I thank you all for listening to my coverage of the Magiq years beta.